that don't know us.
It's
Right.
reality TV, right?
Yes.
I think me and you was pretty real, right?
Absolutely.
And we knew how like to bounce things off of each other. And I guess they may say I have a masculine energy where like Clifton called me baby Jesus and we laughed it off. It's like, okay. And I'm like, and we're best friends. But if I say something to somebody else, oh, you being mean, you're horrible. And I'm like, is it that serious? Did I talk about your mama? No.
Right. And I can't even lie. When I did the baby Jesus part, I didn't even think about it. And it was when it came out after, I was like, man, I don't know how they're going to show it. Right. So now I told you, I was like, look, Carmen, I said this, and I'm telling you in advance, like, here, I don't know how it's going to be displayed when it comes out, but I made fun of your contacts. I called you baby Jesus, and you were like, okay, cool. And I'm like, I told you before it came, because I didn't know how it was going to make it look. Although it was funny, but then, people were taking shots at you. So I felt bad because I really was the cause of it, right? And that's the thing. So then, because I make a crack at you, then it's like, oh, Team Clifton is now against Team Carmen just for me making the joke. Right. And that could fuck up your psyche, and it's not fair, right? So, like, I can understand, like, that's like I was saying, if you have a disagreement with someone, it's okay. But on the outside and people looking in, they think it's not okay. And then they pick sides, and then you have an enemy, and then they're talking about you on social media. They talk about me from my feet all the way to the top of my head.
How they see your feet?
My feet, just Clifton shoes. He looked like he just rolled out of bed and threw his Jesus sandals. I'm like, what? Did he even use the iron this morning? I'm like, if y'all knew what we had to go through for wardrobe, I would get to wardrobe, wearing what I would normally. I can't wear what I would normally dress in, because they tell me no, you have to be basic, right? You can't have any label.
No design.
So then, well, if I didn't have a change of clothes, guess what? They got a bag of shirts that you're going to put the fuck on right here, right?
No.
Target or whatever's nearby, because you don't have a certain amount of time before your date starts, right? So I'm sitting there looking like I'm one of Kmart's freshest, right? And they got me out here, and I'm like, well, all right, well, I guess we rolling with it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, here I am, right?
But you know what's also hard is for us to go to the end and actually find love, right? Now they're coming at us individually, but then they coming at the people that we care about. Not only my boo, my man, my partner, but then you're coming at my friends. So you feel like you're always defending. It's like your life is about defending people you care about and you love.
And that's not how it's supposed to be, because, again, the key of the show is love. And it be your own fucking people. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
I be like, damn, I don't even know you. You don't know me, but I hate Clifton and what he has on today. I hate his teeth. I hate his eyes. His beard isn't combed. I mean, he's this. He's fat. Okay, I ain't fat no more. What you gonna say now? I lost 55. What? Now what you got? Now it's his teeth. Okay, well, pay for the fucking teeth. You understand? Like, all right, well, what? And it doesn't matter what you do to correct. It's gonna be always something that they pinpoint or focus on. You know what I'm saying?
Once they don't like you,
they just don't. And that's fine. You don't have to like me, but you can also keep your mouth shut, because as soon as I say something back to you, then your fucking feelings hurt.
Right? You about to get booted off IG, Facebook.
Right. I was there yesterday, so my account is on watch right now. So.
Well, I mean, okay, so we're talking about mental health, and you're right. What I really don't understand is, as a people, Black people, we've been through slavery, we've been through oppression, we've been through so much. And then we see someone climbing the ladder, not only possibly of success, but love. And we like, oh, hell no, I'm going to pull you back down. I'm going to make you feel so bad about yourself that you don't believe in yourself that, you know what, I need you back down here.
Right.
And that, like, Black love is Black love. We don't have that many like pictures and illustration of Black love. So your Black love may be one way, our Black love may be another way, and somebody else's Black love may be another way. Appreciate it. Applaud it.
No Black love is the same, and it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's still love. You can love a person totally different, and I'm going to love them. Some people like physical touch. Some people don't even want to touch. But, it's just that their difference of how they're going to show it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And what can you talk about a little bit how it has affected you? Because I look at you, you're my brother. You are a strong man. You are a father. You know what I'm saying? You're somebody's son. And like, how has it affected you you like, I would have never thought these feelings would have like happened. You know what I'm saying?
So like, okay, you know, for the first night I got there, I mean, I'll be honest, like it was love at first sight. This is exactly what happened. Like, and then it carried over to the, you know, we had to go through the process. Now, let's fast forward to now, real life, right? Falling in love on a TV show, you would think it would be praised and everybody would be happy, like you just said. Now, I've seen things outside of it that I thought I would never see. For example, I've had people come to my house, right? Just yesterday, I'm going to check my mailbox and somebody's driving by, and I live on a secluded street. It's 6 houses with a dead end. So you have to know where you're going. If somebody found my addresses multiple times, drove here, drove by, stopped when I'm getting my mail, like, oh, hey, Clifton, ready to love. I'm sitting there like, you know what I mean? Because I'm just went to check my mail. So it's like, you just don't know. And it's like they take our lives and put it into their perspective or their opinion. And it's like part of their life, right? It's like, oh man, I like him or I don't like him. So then you have people that's like intertwining that into their life. You know what I mean? And they're living it through you or what they see. And that's not fair to us. And then I also had things that whereas, you know, I've been married before, of course. So then people are posting pictures of my family, you know what I mean? My family members and like critiquing. And I'm like, yo, like it has to be somewhere where there's a barrier where you can't. So like I'm had to take pictures of all my kids. You can't have your kids up. You know what I mean? Because people will take a picture of you and your kids and post it somewhere. And then they talking about Clifton, oh, he likes his light-skinned women. Or if I take a drink, oh, Clifton's an alcoholic. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? Clifton has babies on the way. I'm like, well, damn. Well, how you know where the fuck my dick been? You understand? Like,
this is true Clifton form right here. What's going on?
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
Hey.
But I mean, I can't. So you know, even on the show, they watered me. That couldn't really be me. I couldn't be my natural. You know, anything I would say. You know, in the gentleman's lounge, Paul, 3 words for me, they would cut my mic off, and I'm like, but I said so much more. But because
exactly.
Circulated around just joy, they were like, we don't want to hear that. We want to make it look like something else. So
well, you know, it's funny though when we was in the gentleman's lounge, and by the way, you know, I heard you said that between you when you first walked in, it was love at first sight. We shared the same feelings with Joy.
But
No,
you had to have it received.
I was thinking like, how's this gonna go right?
You had to have it. You came with the mail bag, and then you know what? The mailbag broke. You had to go back to the post office, and it was too late. By the time you came back, it was like the voice came in, and it was over.
No, hey, listen, no, that was one of the things though. I will say, soon as I saw you, because you came in, you know what I mean. You came over to me. I was sitting there talking to Takia, I think, and then you came over here talking about. I can't even do it. Hi, my name is Clifton. It was so deep.
I was like, "How y'all doing?" Excuse me. Pardon me for interrupting. My name is Clifton. You know, nice to meet you. What's up? And then I walked away.
No, yeah, and I was sitting there talking to Takia. I said, "Listen, never mind about the deep voice. Don't pay no attention to that shit. That is a distraction." Then he looked back and said, "I'll be back."
Right. I was like this.
I was like, "Man, keep your ass over there. Keep going, doing what you're doing." But yeah, you know, I will say, because it's funny, like, you know, when we first had started out, and I saw that time that you and Joy had, it was like I could see it right there. But then when we was at what was it, the brunch date, the day after the mixer, that second episode, and Clifton was like, what did he say? Nah, sit down. I'm gonna take my time with you. You better sit your ass down. I'm sitting right across from him, right? And he's sitting there like that. You know, the cameras didn't have the focus on me, but I'm watching this whole thing unfold.
But they had also cut. Remember, they had cut. They
did cut.
Yeah.
But the thing is I was sitting there, and here it is. I'm like, I gotta take this woman out on a date. Like I'm waiting on my date to finish getting romanced by this grizzly voice dude over here, and now I got to sit with her and try to convince her that, you know what I'm saying, I'm a good candidate. No, it was game over. But I knew that going into the date.
Yeah.
And you know, it was like I couldn't, even if I wanted to, you know, try to pursue Joy, I couldn't even put the sauce on her after that.
No.
She was all sauced out. She was like, she had Clifton overload. So
But
I'm like,
I had to,
Paul, so we were talking about mental health. I mean, you won't
yeah,
lie every day. So but
yeah.
it's mental health awareness month, and
Yeah, I know.
we were talking about it because tonight's episode, first of all, I already know, bang bang, you about to get it from the people, right?
Yeah.
And that's sad because you're probably gonna get it for at least a good week.
That's
Just
all right though. You know what? I got it from the mixer. I got it damn near halfway through the season. So,
but
I was built to take it.
and it was really hard for you. I could tell, and I hadn't even came on yet.
You know what though? It was. Here's the thing. It wasn't mentally. It did not, like the fans of the show and the people that the naysayers. They didn't bother me at all. It was the fact that I was sitting there being lied to in my face by the editors. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like every week, I'm like, I did not say that. And so every Friday it became like, okay, how do I kill myself off next Friday? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like what they showed the viewers was completely different, like totally contrary to what to how the dates went. And so I'm like, and it was always just a little bit of it was a little bit of shade at the end of every last episode that I was in. They would show, okay, he's doing this good, but then here's the shade we want to throw in there to make you feel like, nah, he's not so good after all. You
I
feel
brought
me?
you. I did bring your game up though. I spoke very highly of you when I came on. They were like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking about? Paul who?" I'm like, "Paul. He's amazing. He's fat." They're like, "Who are you talking about? The PO Paul?" I'm like, "Who's PO?" I Paul, and they was like, and I'm glad that they had me come in because it was the stigmata of Paul is this person, and you have someone with a different background and a different outlook on you, and you ask me questions, and I'm like, okay. And other people are like, he keep asking questions. I'm like, well, isn't that what you do on a date? How you get to know each other so you can move on? And they're like,
How the hell do you
what do
even
you?
get to figure out who people is what?
I think he's very charming.
Right.
And they're like, she's so I understand what you're saying. And I feel like every episode
Okay.
is what I didn't know was that at some point, okay, I get back Clifton back on here, is that I knew that they could edit,
Okay.
but I thought they would tell the whole story. And they
He
didn't.
was on our date. Yeah, I hear you just good.
Paul, can you see me?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay, good.
So I keep getting a message because I was going back and forth with some of the fans yesterday, and it was ugly, right? So I keep getting a message pop up, you are blocked from live sharing, and then it just kicks me out. So I don't know how much time I got here.
I'm waiting for Demetrius, but until
So you got sent to prison?
I mean, I'm on the way. I got the handcuffs on. We in the truck.
Damn. Yeah, so it was really disheartening, a lot of times to see the worst of me being shown, and in actuality, that was like a creation on the side of the editors. Even like from the very beginning at the mixer, I was like, yo, all of this shit that happened in the mixer where they started it off, that never even happened in that order. They just kind of like shuffled it around. So mentally, I had to carry that load. And then, you starting the season off and you're like, shit, I make it to the end. I got to go through this shit all the way for the next 12 weeks.
yeah.
Like, that was rough. So I was like, every time they put me on the screen, I'm like, yo, get me the fuck off the screen. Like, I didn't want to be on there because it was like, it was unpredictable. I never knew what the hell I was going to be saying.
And that's how I felt the same way, Paul. Like every every Thursday night I go to sleep and I wake up with anxiety. Like, damn, they're gonna have me saying some shit about joy towards somebody else, which they did it multiple times. I'm like, I know I say that towards somebody else. Now it's towards someone else, and it's like, well, damn, I know I said that to Joy. You know, the confessional, they get the sound bite and move it wherever. So like in the morning, I'd have anxiety because like we in a whole full blown relationship. So I'm sitting there like, man, now they're gonna use my words towards somebody else. Like it could jeopardize my whole relationship because I know what I said and when I said it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
and they were very good at it. I mean, the thing is when you receive the hate mail from the audience,
yeah,
it's just because the editors are good. They're doing their jobs. That's what they're supposed to do. Make it believable.
Yeah.
I've had people call me.
Say that again.
I've had people call me.
Yeah, same here.
Hang up.
Yeah. Yep.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what people don't understand, they're like, you signed up for this, and that. Hold up.
No, I did not sign up to take the shit and eat it.
For TV.
Right.
What you don't understand is we could take one date. For example, me and Paul had an amazing date. You guys would never. And we talked credit. We talked about going on trips. We talked about how we want to spend the rest of our lives together. But how to put that type of conversation on with me and Paul, that's too real.
Right.
You would see me eating a pickle, taking his pickle, but don't talk about what educated Black people talk about. And that's what would happen. So then it looks like we're superficial. It looks like all we talk about is sex. Right, Clifton?
Right. So like, you know, we had a date. All the snippet of our date was showing me feed you a piece of pizza, right? But we had a great date. They don't show it. It's the way they make it perceived of how I look, or my character wasn't able to talk to no one else. Like I had multiple dates with plenty of other people, but they only show the dates that they want to show to get the narrative of the projection of how they want you to look. And that's fair to us because unless we have executive rights, we'll never be able to see that. So we don't know what's going on. By the time Friday gets here, it's like, oh, we're going to have Clifton look this way. We're going to have Carmen look this way. Or we're going to have Paul look like this. Or we're going to have Demetrius look like this.
Right. So what's goody? And this is I think this is the first time ever in the history of this show that this Negro is on a live.
Hey, first time.
Yes, y'all, he does smile.
We breaking his cherry, his live cherry. Right on IG. That's what's up.
Character. I'm the only one that makes Demetrius. They're like, who is that guy? Like, they're like, he smiles, he dances. Speaking of smiling, dancing, I believe there's like supposed to be a dance contest between you and Clifton.
Yeah, we didn't get that done. Like last week? Yeah, last week. We have to make that one up.
Yeah, I need to see it because your moves, Demetrius, are pretty smooth.
Appreciate that.
It has to be always recording somebody dancing, Carmen, because I know you got 4 more of me that you ain't even released yet.
She be having them in the clip.
She be
having them in the clip.
I be having
Thursday. I got your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Demetrius, so relate to the conversation, but it's Mental Awareness Month. You know, we're having our last part 2 of the reunion. We see on the clips, the preview, that you're going to have an amazing conversation with a young lady. And that is all about mental awareness from your point of view in that discussion, her point of view. But all of us, even though I was on stage, I was like right beside you, actually.
Yeah.
I felt like a negativity, a horrible vibe, and a stress hearing the conversation. So I know you were going through it, and we're trying to share with people that even though we signed up for this, it can affect us, our family, and the rest of our cast too. And we need to, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, I mean, you hit it on the head. I think, you know, when we sign up for this, like, of course, we know we're going to be on TV, right? But I think we know it's going to be negative and positive comments that come at us. And we know that, but we didn't know it was going to be at the magnitude that it was, you know, during our season. You know what I'm saying? We knew it was going to be negative comments, but we didn't know it was going to be that, you know, magnified. So, yeah, some of the comments, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I have tough skin, right? I may go through like a, you know, a role playing in my head, be like, okay, I look at this person that said this about me. I may want to say something back, which I did a few times during the season. I did do that a few times during the season. You know what I mean? But it does affect you mentally, right? I'm not gonna say I was stressed out, but everybody's not me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hasn't been through the stuff that I've been through. So when you attack people and you attack their like physical looks, or that's something that they can't help, right? Or you attack somebody's family members, or you like with Clifton, like they posted your people. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that you don't do. It should be boundaries, but I know we don't live in a boundary like filled world. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we're gonna attack them because they're on TV, but they try to like dig and search for different things, you know what I'm saying, in your life to try to bring gossip, you know what I'm saying, to the forefront.
Right.
And it shouldn't be about that. It should be like, hey, this show is about love. This show is about us having relationships, you know what I'm saying, in the Black community. So that's what we should focus on.
Facts.
Let's focus on the love that Joy and Clifton has. Let's focus on the love that other relationships in Carmen and Donovan have. Let's focus on that and not focus so much on the negativity or what you see or how your in your life on the screen.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not cool.
Right. And one of the things that I always wondered was, you know, if I go to the store and eat a hamburger, are you going to go and shit? No. It's so I mean, so why, you know, are you allowed perspective where you feel like, oh, I was let down because I thought that they were going to do this or do that. But when you say, you know, Paul's the type of guy that drinks brown liquor all day and beats his woman, you know, whatever. How the hell first off, did you get that just from the screen? Number one.
Right.
Number two, how did you even, like, why do you feel this way? Like on the inside. So it's like, you know, we have to sit there and take that load of bullshit going in the real world with it. We already got shit going on just in life in general. And then to pile on to that, you know, you have the show that's going to edit not your best sides. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all of this stuff that we are expected to just take it and then be like, oh, you know what, I'm going to ignore that. Now, every once in a while, you know, you get the itch and then you just go in.
Yeah. Like even with me, like they didn't show like half the stuff I was doing, like so everybody has that one thing of me, like, oh, he doesn't smile, oh, he doesn't do this, oh, he doesn't do that, not knowing that this is the stuff that y'all just don't see. Right. You know what I mean? They show people in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like I smile, I just didn't smile when they were editing to show the work. Yeah, that's just what it was.
Well, there's another thing too. One thing that I noticed when I watched it all back was this. Every time I went on a date with the ladies, like Carmen, I would see her, and she'd say, "You look nice," and I say, "Oh, you look nice too." They never showed me complimenting these women back, so it looked like I was only taking them and then just moving on with the rest of my life.
Right.
That's
right.
a good.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean,
and so they paint that rigidness, that ugliness, you know, that uncomplimentary side of you, and then try to make you live into that standard. Yeah. And then people says that's who you are. That's the guy that you are today. It's crazy.
And like, oh, he don't talk. He just sits there. Like, y'all just didn't hear it. They just didn't show it. Like, I'm there.
But can I say something to you, Demetrius? To be honest, bro, you probably, because you didn't have a lot of screen time where they were showing different things, that probably, I wish I could have traded those places because I was always on the goddamn screen, bro.
Yeah.
And I was on pins and needles. Every time I see my face, I'm on pins and needles. So, like, I mean, even though maybe they didn't show all of the good facets of who you are, I think that limitation in time was a benefit mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What you about to say, Clifton?
No, I was going to say, like, they need to give us, like, free PTSD counseling, you know, therapy after, because no lie. I mean, there's people right now that isolated themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have. And I mean, I feel bad for them because it's like, I understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they need to do something because they don't realize, or maybe they do, because I'm sure this has happened before in previous seasons where it fucks with people's livelihood. And it's not fair because signing up for that part, because we didn't, at least I didn't. But when I didn't even know about the show when I came on. So I'm like,
Right.
they called me. They're like, Ready to Love. I'm like, what? I never heard of the show. Like, let me look at the show and get back to you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this looks like it would be cool to do. Like, what do I have to lose? I had almost died 3 times the year before. Like, fuck it. I didn't have to lose to come here. And so happened, like, you know, I ended up meeting the love of my life and move forward. But it's so many people that hate, that you wouldn't think that would hate love. They just hate the fact that you ended up with this person.
Right. Or they just don't want, they don't want to see love. They don't want to see you in love.
That, and then
Exactly.
it can mess up your psyche. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we have cast members that I would say, including myself, that need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't hurt. Like, because we through a lot, and then we still are, because it's not over. Because, for example, when they air this reunion tonight, and however it goes, people gonna be picking sides. Like, oh, this. I'm on team this side. I'm on team this side. Right. So then that separates the love. But at the end of the day, the name of the show is called Radius of Love. It should be bringing us all together.
Right.
Well, and they played Demetrius because what y'all don't know is Demetrius has a great personality. They called him the Deacon. I'm like, I don't know.
That killed me, right? Because I wore suits all the time, right?
That's what took the suits, yep.
Yeah, it's just like, damn, can a black man just want to look good? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I respect you, because you know my ass would show up in a damn t-shirt. But you know what I mean? I don't care.
Demetrius always smelled good. He looked good. Very charming, dependable person. You know what I'm saying? Any person would want him as a best friend, honestly. And he had more than one connection. That's all I'm gonna say, because we have interviews. He had more than one connection, so they played him on that too. Like, he was just smitten on one person. Oh, people for him, and he was looking for people. Okay, and so to tell the story, I think it would be way better, because you'll see the ups and downs and how real. But when you edit it so much, you water it down, it just is horrible. And the good thing is that we're all friends. So if I have a bad day, I'm like, Demetrius, Clifton, Paul. And if they have a bad day, we can call each other and we can talk about it.
Well, that's the good thing about it, Carmen, because we bring each other up. You know what I mean? Although we are partially divided, and I don't know if we're going to speak on that right now, but we still have a union with the majority of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate that. You know, I wouldn't change it for the world, like, because I know that if I need to call somebody and I need to holler at y'all for a minute, I know that y'all gonna be there. And
Facts.
And it's always been that way since it started. No lie.
Facts.
You know, I didn't come here to meet the brothers. You know, I came here to meet ladies and to find the one, right? But what happens, like, we established a brotherhood out of the whole process. And I hate the process. It's annoying as hell.
Right. But you're not
Okay.
You got condition.
We all gonna go and tell which words I don't ever want to hear again. I'm gonna go first. I don't want to hear classy, journey, process, what else? Envy, hate. I don't want to hear. Oh, which ones you don't want to hear?
Let's see. I don't want to ever have anything be referred to as a gentleman's lounge. Number one, right? Just cause, like, it's just that whole event is triggering. Plus everything that you said, and
Connection.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Connection.
Yeah, connections and
I don't want to hear character. I don't want to hear character.
Tops and bottoms.
Yeah, for me, I don't hear
bottoms. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But you know, they cut all of that out too, because if they had left all of that in there, it would have been clear to see who was at your top. But they took the top out and just had you say names. Right.
Yeah.
And when saying names, they can put whoever you want first.
Right. Yeah.
Listen.
And not real.
Bruh, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
The whole time with my number one, but it never looks like it.
Yeah, that's just disgusting to me. When I think about the calculation, how we use toilet paper math, one roll equals 4 of theirs, 3 of their rolls equal 2 of ours, and that's how they come up with a number of. That's just crazy. You like, wait a minute, dude, you got like 6, 7 grown men in here at one time, and we all have been at least graduated high school, right?
Yeah.
You would think we could count to like 6 or 7. No.
it's funny that they it made it like if there was a love triangle, right? And I'm like, if there is a love triangle, Joy is at each corner, right? Because I'm like, there was no other participant in this love triangle. Like, stop trying to make a fake narrative. And I hated that part. Hated it.
The question is that they said, do you regret going on the show? For me, I'm not gonna answer it for everybody else, but for me, I do, because I don't have control over, I think Clifton brought it up. I don't have control over what people see. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, of who I am and who I really am authentically. I do regret doing the show for that part, but I definitely was on the show looking for love. And I think you all can see that as an audience. I definitely was looking for love, but I regret doing it because you all can't see really who I am complete. Not just like one side of me. You can see the whole box instead of half of it. So I regret doing it on that part.
Right. Well, I'll say this.
For me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Because I met Joy. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't regret it. But a secret. Right after before the brunch, I tried to self-eliminate. Because if you pay attention to the first episode, I said I already found what I need, right? The first episode, I found what I need. I'm good, right? And it was real quick, but it's there. And I wanted to self-eliminate. And, I ended up having a conversation with Joy, and she was like, I think you should try and go through the process, right? Well, I did, but I didn't have anybody else's contact information. So truth be told, where do you think I got the contact information from? Joy. There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Carla.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you this. I regret that Clifton came and Demetrius, because they took they took a good portion of the ladies. But I don't regret doing it, only because I was given the opportunity. So I would regret not doing it if I sat back from the sidelines and was following the show and watching y'all lives and seeing, like, the kind of fun that y'all had and that brotherhood thing. But I don't really particularly like how, the handling of the show was, like how they handled the footage and the editing, and, it wasn't really authentic.
And I had no I had no idea. I thought it was gonna be, they was gonna keep it a buck. Like, okay, we're gonna let it rock. Like, it's real, right? And I'm like, oh, when I'm thinking of the first episode, oh man, they gonna show how this shit really went down. Like, man, this
right.
First night, and I'm sitting there like, what? This is not what happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel you, Paul.
Yeah.
I don't regret doing it either. So.
I didn't need this attention.
Nah, hell no.
I was doing good. And I wish they showed our pre-show, because first of all, we got we all have amazing jobs. Okay. You have 4 military veterans on here that they're not talking about. You have people who have different companies. You know what I'm saying? Paul, Clifton. None of us really needed this type of shine or success. Of course, I can't regret it or say I wish I didn't do it, because then I wouldn't have met Donovan, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had an extended family like you guys, right? So I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to do it. But all the little, like, extra followers and all the other stuff, I didn't need that. If I could just have y'all and cut that off, but that's not real.
Right.
So
right.
don't regret it then.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we here now.
Overall,
we at least
I think
now have the opportunity to. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Go ahead, Paul.
Okay,
No, I was just gonna say we all in here together in this moment right now. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we were supposed to be where we are, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be able to do a hell of a lot more things together down the road.
Facts. Right now, it's just damage control, because we gotta, and I saw somebody else say in one of the comments, like, y'all gotta ignore them, but it's hard to ignore them when they atting you and everything. So they bringing you the conversation, and I mean, like, I can't. So many messages I have in my DM, like, it's hard for me to even keep track. But like, sometimes I look at it and I'll be like, damn, like, this person said this about me. Like, I don't even know you, but you know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it all the way. I don't even, like, you have that your main inbox DMs, and then you have the requested, right?
Yep.
Like it's like so many people. Not saying that everybody is bad or everybody's like saying bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? In the DMs or whatever, but I don't read them. You know what I mean? I don't read them because for me, I don't want anything to seep into my mental to make me think of something negative. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't even read them. You know what I'm saying? I got like, I'm not even gonna say the number or whatever, but I don't even read them because I don't want it to seep into my mental. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay in a positive place. You know what I'm saying? Because like all the stuff that you go through in your past and stuff like that, you try to keep yourself grounded and try to keep yourself in a certain space.
Yeah.
You know? So I do, you know what I'm saying, go like the Facebook group, like I go in there and I look at it and I'm like, you know what, 2 minutes in there and I'm like, yo, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
it's
live in
all
there.
negative, yo, all negative. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
Like it's some positive, but it's like a lot of negative. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
for me, like I try to keep myself in a space to where I'm in a grounded and I'm in a positive space. You know what I'm saying? For me.
No doubt. And
Somebody,
it's funny though, Demetrius, you said, you don't like to read that negative stuff. And I totally agree with you on that. Surprisingly, so me, I'm a little bit different. So yeah, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna read it and see what's going on. Just
Paul, you different. You different, Paul. You
like,
different.
I live in the Facebook group.
that's
I
why
live in the Facebook group. I post in the Facebook group, and I don't really care. Like that stuff don't bother me. But I've never gotten any hate mail in my DMs at all. Thank God. It's been all like support. Like, yo, we rock with you on the show. You know what I mean? We didn't think that you was gonna, pull it off, but whatever. It's all that type of stuff. So
I'm screenshots of my negative hate mail.
I'm scared to look.
So if anybody DMs me, I apologize. I'm sorry, but I don't read them. It just goes to the inbox, and I don't read them. I'm just trying to protect my peace. So it's nothing against you all. Like it's all love. I just try to protect my peace. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just want to say something, Clifton? You was looking in the chat.
No, I was just saying that I understand what Paul was saying, but I look at the messages like Paul does too, because like most of the time you can just look at the you can get emojis like the emojis and like you just go past those because it's just happy emojis, but then I see some that like a whole paragraph and I'm like, let me see what this person is saying, right? And then I'll read it and then I'll be like, damn, like what did I do to you? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting there reading this shit and I'm like some people really have the audacity to say certain things that like first of all, you don't know me. Second of all, you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? And then if I say something back to you, then your feelings is hurt.
Yeah.
Right? And then they screenshot it. Next thing you know, that's on somebody's page. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Look at what Clifton said.
Oh, somebody tried me and Babe last night, Clifton. You remember I sent you the little, they came at me and Babe, pictures on me, we saw Donovan and Carmen.
Oh yeah, Shrek and Fiona.
Right, and I went.
Shrek, that's what they say.
That's crazy.
They look like Shrek and Fiona.
These motherfuckers is tripping.
They said that.
They had a picture of me. Well, it was a picture of it was the worst picture. It was funny. It looked like 2 Planet of the Apes people walking through the mall, and they was like, "Oh, we found a picture of Donovan and Carmen," and so I was like, "Oh," I laughed, but then I was like, "Oh, really?" So I went to their little page. I was like, I know Shrek and Fiona ain't got no. So I was like, Shrek and Fiona, I know you ain't coming for us. She was like, oh my God, why is your skin so thin? I was kidding. I like you. Really? So you find a picture that is horrible, and you're gonna say that you like me after I caught you? But see, people don't know I be in some of those little groups.
Yeah, groups, yeah, like
yeah.
Right.
So sometimes I got time, and I'll be like, oh, is that what we doing? Let me investigate who you are, what you doing.
Oh yeah. I'll be on the toilet like, okay, you got something to say? I got you. About 20 minutes. I got time right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Donovan's quick with it.
Oh God. Well, and the thing about it, what I will say, one thing that you guys don't experience, us as women, so your inboxes may not be as bad, but us as women, with the show being predominantly 90% women.
Women, yeah.
Come at us. I know they come at me and my way.
Yeah.
It really upset me that people were upset with her for leaning her head on Eric's shoulder or for clapping at Donovan. I mean, that's what she wanted to do. She can do what she wants, and you came at my girl for that. I mean,
yes,
horrible.
they need to understand the whole scenario before you can place judgment.
Right. And they seeing it in clips, right? And they think that when you're seeing it in those clips, they think it's like reality. You know what I'm saying? But it's called
it's their reality.
It's their reality that they're clipping it up. You don't know the reason why she did that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's because with things that happen that people in like the audience have no idea.
Right.
Listen, here's how fast the narrative can change. And I just want you to listen to this. Here goes the sentence. I do not hate Clifton. Editing. I hate Clifton. Now it's all over. Now it's like it's a whole different ball game when you hear I hate Clifton when I said I don't hate him. So now they brewed it up in your mind that I got something against Clifton. So now they'll always show me going after him, digging.
And then I look at it like, what are you talking about? We were just talking on the phone yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right. Because
So,
things like that happen. You know what I'm saying? Like we was talking about something 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? But they bring that, what you said 3 weeks ago, and they bring that on episode 9. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
So it's
okay.
It's just things like that.
This is what I didn't understand. How are we in episode 11, and a confessional that I had in episode 1 ended up in episode 11? I didn't even meet Carmen at the time. How does that apply to her? She wasn't even on the show.
Well, the thing about
I just say to the people, let's understand, follow them on the Instagram if you want to follow them and see who they are as people. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, you may get little clips of who they are, like on the show. Right. But if you want to get to know someone, like, you know, follow them on Instagram. You'll see people's personality, like real character. If they go live, you'll see that. Like, stop judging people. Like, we're not the ones that should be judging people.
Exactly. I mean, and you know, my home is the live. I'm always live, so.
He lives.
I've like 5 minutes. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Well, and the thing about it is also as older individuals, we can at any moment change the future or the present. So if anybody, our cast, like me and Paul, there was a time where we was like looking at each other, and you might see it tonight where we like this. We had to stare down, right? But look at us right now, right? So if we can forgive each other and understand each other and communicate, how come y'all audience members or fans can't be like, well, maybe there was a miscommunication?
Facts. Yeah, and I mean, and at the end of, and it's so funny because we did have that little stare down thing, but that same night, I was like, yo, we're gonna have to straighten this shit out. So, well, we're gonna sit here and beef because you know we're gonna talk. You know, I'm gonna run into you next week.
Paul said, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Paul and I had a moment. Y'all probably will see it. I don't know. I don't be watching it. And so as soon as we were leaving the stage, this is what I said to Paul. I ain't gonna lie. I said, you can get these hands. Now, you know, I'm a female, huge, but I wasn't scared because we was like having a stare down. And so we went backstage and I still was staring him down. I was like in my feelings. And he said, Carmen, you know we're going to be family. You know we family, right? And I was like, you right. And everything melted. Everything melted. Everything.
Facts.
So, and what I'm saying that is, regardless of all apologies can. You know what I'm saying? With women, it's a little bit harder. I feel like they have more pride when it comes to, no, she owe me. No, she owe me. Where men, they'll be like, let's squash it, and they move on.
You already know.
And, you know, not to bring up the men stuff, like we had issues. Like it's not like we didn't have any like stuff that came up.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we as men, you know what I'm saying, some of us are fathers and some of us, you know, we are grown men at the end of the day. Yeah. So we are able to sit down at the table and talk stuff out.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Talk stuff out, air whatever we got to air out, and shake hands.
Keep moving and grooving. Yeah. Yep. You ain't lying. I mean, because that's what it is. You put a bunch of strangers in a room, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna be kumbaya all the time.
Facts. We're not making s'mores. You know what I mean? We're not sitting around the fireplace. You know.
Well, I don't think don't understand how the reality is that people don't understand that people just may not like each other. It doesn't mean that you hate them, doesn't mean that you're envious of them. You just may not like their personality, whatever it may be. It's okay. It's life. Okay. And it becomes, well, you got to be envious, you got to be hating, you got to be, no, I just don't like that person. Period. That's it. Move on. Right. But the people I do like, them.